Hey everybody, welcome back to another Blade XLord video. Today we're going to be doing some Decatrial stuff. I'm going to do some polls, we're going to have some fun, you're going to like it, you're going to subscribe, and that is the end of the discussion, so let's get on to the video. Okay, so here we are with my light party, and we're looking pretty good because Bell has his SSR weapon, which is pretty nice. You guys saw that last video, and there's a couple things that I wanted to talk about. So I was actually feeling pretty sick that day, so I was in a grumpy mood, and I was going on about how, you know, oh, I'm not gonna have time to build my water party. Why is this banner so late? Blah blah blah. Well, I mean, I actually did get to build up my water party quite a bit, and I also got to use the I believe we had an SSR guaranteed unit, or we had some other pull that I used, and I was able to pull another water unit. So I actually that day filled out my water party. So we'll show you right now where my progress is with that. So here it is. So now I've got my tank, I've got a magic DPS, I've got my breaker, and I've got water Fianna, and this is how it's looking right now. Everyone's levels are still progressing. So obviously I'm not building this to take on the heights of the Decatrials in time, but I did actually get it decently built. So my weapons are still very much a work in process. I happen to have a lot of SSR weapons for water, so that helped out quite a bit, but nothing is fully maxed yet. In terms of accessories, that is easy. That copies over from my other formations. So really it's just working on the weapons and working on the levels to try to get them up for the Decatrials. But it was interesting to know that, you know, in the span of a couple of days, I pulled Athena. I also pulled, I forgot his name, Mizuchi, and that I've actually been able to build up my water team, and I'm still not 100% sure it's going to be better than my light team yet, but this is a very interesting Decatrials in general. We're going to talk about that in just a sec, but I am going to do a couple of polls because, you know, I love you guys, and I want to show you some action. So here we go. I actually do have my guaranteed unit ticket to use. We're going to do that right now. Actually, you know what? We're going to start off with this guaranteed SR Plus, because that's, you know, YouTube's all about building the suspense, and I'm a master at that. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna rate up on this. I honestly, I say this every time. I don't think it's possible, but we're gonna rate up on this. Nope. And this is kind of what I was talking about. I got this SR Plus ticket, but it's like, oh well, you know, you got an SR weapon, so that's cool. All right, here we go. Guaranteed unit. I think we're looking for now an element that I haven't filled out completely. Lightning would be interesting. Fire would be interesting. If I got any of the top three, actually I already have everybody except for Mirabelle. So if I get Mirabelle, that would be real nice. So let's go ahead. Let's give it a try here. Or yeah, okay. I was like, oh, it's rainbow. No, it's supposed to be rainbow. And we'll use my 3 summon tickets from the Decatrials as well after this. Okay, here we go. No dupe. It's a dupe. So that's funny. I was going, you know what, no matter what, I was going to fill up my water team. So that's a +1 to my Athena. Not ideal, but you know what? It can always be worse. Like the last time I pulled a dupe, I had a few people comment and a few people in my Discord say, well, you know, I pulled a dupe of a starter unit. So yeah, that's definitely worse. Okay, so we're also going to go to the water banner. Actually, you know, we'll go on the water, because if I'm going to pull a dupe, I'd rather pull a dupe of Fianna, because she's limited. So we're going to use 4 summon tickets. We'll do them all at once here, and we'll see if we get anything. Yeah. The summon ticket SSR. Always pull on video. Okay, so again, similar thing, maybe looking for an SSR weapon, but we'll see. We'll see what I can wrangle. And it's a dupe, but it's a natural dupe. So that is, just like it exploded at the end there. So that's nice because I get the Lord Stones, but still, that is you know what, whatever. You know, I gotta be thankful for getting an SSR off a summon ticket. It can always be worse. So I've actually got enough. No, I don't have enough to do one more pull, but I'm not gonna pull. I'm gonna wait now until some more banners come out, and that's kind of where we're at. So next, we're going to talk a little bit about the Decatrials, and I've tried them out with both parties. This is a tough one because you have to be ready to go with your defensive skills here. It's super important to have defense in this Decatrials. So I want to be able to talk about this at the same time. So I think that I haven't even been able to clear the 80,000 yet because I did this once with my water party and I hadn't got down the defensive stuff yet. So we're not going to start with that. We'll start with the intermediate one, and we'll go with my light team because they're just super built, and that will give us a chance to kind of show everything. So we'll do one run through this, and then we'll kind of talk a little bit about what you need to do. But the main thing is you got to be prepared to have defensive buffs, and you can use the Sacred Treasure item for that. You can use Brave skills from your tank for that, and you can also choose to build your accessories and your weapon bonuses to boost things like defense, boost things like magic defense, boost things like HP. So in the case of this boss, I believe they actually gave us a bunch of recommendations on the official Discord, and one of them was to use things that boost your HP because he has an attack that does a lot of damage. So it's not going to do as much damage on this stage, but that's really going to be the demo here. So the first thing I always do on these fights is focused attack because then I can take down mobs easily. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And he's going to have a little buddy, a little side mob that we'll have to deal with. It's going to have a barrier, but it will say that it's broken out of the barrier, and then we'll have to go deal with it. And the way that it actually works is if you don't kill it, it's going to explode and deal damage to you. So there we go. So the Apostle's free, and I got to switch over to it, and we have to kill it within a certain amount of seconds, I think like 10 or 15 or something, and then you'll be safe. So it didn't explode, so we're good. But we're still we're not out of the woods yet. There's gonna be a lot more mechanics coming up here. He's gonna use his special in just a sec, unless I can break him. And I broke him, so we'll pop off a couple of Heath Bell specials right here, just to get lots of damage in. And then after this, he's going to go into his other phase. So I didn't use I'm not going to use Redden's ability here. We're going to use instead the Sacred Treasure item when he uses his different attack. So this in itself, this AoE, it's going to be way more powerful when you fight the 80k version, so you have to watch out for that. Okay, so now he's going to become invulnerable, and you know, we can't hurt him. We got to get out of here. So we're going to assemble, and I'm going to go off auto, and I'm going to come back so we can all group up, right? And what's actually going to happen is he's going to do a big attack. Now, this won't be terrible, the first one, and again, on the level 40 version, it's not going to be bad at all, but it is still something you have to watch out for on the upper level. So you're going to be wanting to do things like topping up your units with your healer, and doing stuff like I'm going to, just as an example, so Atchel has a brave skill that heals your party. That is something that you can consider. Now, we have to take out these blinding blazes. Now watch my brave gauge. Oh, I need to, whoops. I need to change attack. Let's see, here we go. Okay, watch my brave skills gauge. So it actually increases every time I take down one of these guys. My brave gauge goes up, and that's going to give me lots of brave points to be able to use Redden's special here, to use Atchel's as well. And then what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to use this damage reduction bulwark bronze vessel. So let's go back in here. We're going to go take this guy out, and then we're going to assemble. Oops. Okay, we've assembled, and then, oops, this is not going to go well because I left it on auto. So we'll use this, take it off auto. We're going to try to pop this as well. and then so I did it a little late, and that's not going to punish me because I didn't, I'm on the level 40 version. But this is why I wanted to show you here, because I didn't want to, I didn't even get to the, okay, there we go. So I'm gonna pop the soul gauge here, try to break them, and just finish it off for the sake of the video. You are gonna have to deal with the apostle again. You can see he spawned over there, and that's always gonna be a mechanic. But once you've done the bubble phase, you're done for the rest of the fight, and then it's just the classic Decatrial stuff where you need to try to get as big a break as possible, as many breaks as possible, and finish them as quickly as possible. All three of those things are tied together. If you're breaking lots, you're going to be just fine, or if you're breaking and doing a lot of damage, you're going to finish very quickly. So really, the main thing here is taking as little damage as possible, because remember that the less damage you take, the more points you're going to get. So using your sacred treasures, using your tank skills is going to be essential to actually getting max points on this Decatrials. And to be honest, that's not something that I'm going to have time to do this time around. The reason this video is coming out so late is because I've been pretty busy, but also I don't have easy access to film all the time where I live. I live in a suite, so if my wife is home, I can't just film because it kind of compromises her space. She can't do anything while I'm filming, so yeah, that's why sometimes I'm not going to be able to get the timing quite right on these, but for the most part it should be able to continue as I have been filming. So that's going to be the main thing for this Decatrials, is going to be stacking your defense, okay? Your brave skills, your healing, and your accessories, weapons. So what I'm talking about is, for this party, for example, Redden, he's got a lot of lances, and all these lances will give you your Imperial Light Lifeblade, which increases your HP. So I could give more lances to my other party members to get all their HP up, because you want to have pretty high HP. Right now, her HP is probably not as high as it could be. Like, same thing with Atchel. So that's something I want to look into to be able to beat that 80k version. So we'll see if I'm able to do that before the end of the event. But if not, that's fine, because I'm really just working on my water party as well. I'm not auto looping as much as I used to, because I just I don't want to leave my computer on all night anymore. My fan is going off right now. You can't hear it because of my noise gate, but my fan has just been going off like crazy, and it started after I started auto looping, so I really don't auto loop that much anymore. But I'm very, very excited for the changes that are going to come to the game eventually to make it an idle feature instead. So we know that is coming at some point. So that being said, I'm going to get out of here for this video. So let me know if that was helpful for you, and what tips you have for the Decatrials. Once you've used your defensive sacred treasures, keep in mind you can have maybe a break one ready to go for that final phase. So maybe right after the apostles popped and you've dealt with it once, you pop your break sacred treasure and then break the boss very quickly and finish him off. That might be very important to you, or maybe a damage boost instead once it's broken. That's really up to you, but there's a few other things you can do to try to max your score here. And if you do feel like sharing, because I know it's a competition, then by all means share that in the comments below. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching this video. You can show your support with a like and subscribe, and by checking out my Patreon at patreon.com/MysidiaGaming. Until next time, keep it real, Mysidians.